Greetings, everyone. This is Duke Violation. I'm here with Mystic, and we are broadcasting from PaxLair. PaxLair is a community town located in Shroud of the Avatar. It originally started in Ultima Online 16 years ago. We've been working closely as a community to recreate a town that you and I could live in side by side, recreating what an actual town would be like. We are looking at trying to get your information on what it takes to make this town work. And after a nice long 3 days of building, we have a great town. We're actually being surprised with a visit from Lord British, Lady FireLotus, and Lord Darkstar. Currently, you are viewing Lord British and Lady FireLotus, and after Lord Darkstar appears, we should be able to move this this party on. So, without waiting, I'm going to go ahead and turn this over and let Mystic introduce himself. So that's Mystic. He's moderator here with the Shroud of the Avatar forum. So we're back looking at the stream, and we're definitely going to be starting to field some questions, get some answers, and take a tour around PaxLair here in just a moment.
I apologize for that. I minimized my screen and it kicked me off. But yes, I am Mystic. I'm moderator, a moderator for Shroud of the Avatar, also one of the music composers. And we're going to be running around here. It looks like everybody's running. I better run after them. And this is the town of Paxslair. I'm going to be giving a tour and, I guess, hearing a little bit about Paxslair and what they're about and how you can get involved.
So currently we are gathering in front of the governor of PaxLair's house. Winfield is the governor of PaxLair, and Lord British, Lord of New Britannia, is here. Lady FireLotus is here, and we're just waiting on the arrival of Lord Darkstar. And Lord Darkstar, in perfect chaotic style, seems to be unplanned with his arrival time. He is the Lord of Chaos, so it fits well. It's interesting to note that the stuff you see in front of us right now has all been acquired in-game for decoration. All the stuff you see there, besides the paper and the books and the balance, they were all crafted by hand. So very, very cool that the crafting has hit that level. We are in pre-release 6. The game has been in design for it's just over a year. We just had our year anniversary here not long ago. So it's really kind of exciting to see how much they've done in what little time. One of the things that some of you may know and some of you may not, so I will mention it, is that Portalarium is made up of several different people who worked on the Ultima Online and the Ultima games. So it's exciting to see these people come back together. Lord British is obviously well known and a celebrity amongst RPG gamers, both online and offline. So this is one of the unique experiences that you have of having a game provide you with both a nostalgic feel and a new feel. Shroud of the Avatar is going to be a game that caters toward both the single player and multiplayer gamers, and they allow adaptive change between a single player environment and a multiplayer environment. What I'm showing you right now is a stream of the Open Play Online. It's their version that is closest to the MMO gaming experience. So if you look, Governor Winfield is currently welcoming people to Paxslair. You can see there he says, "Welcome to Paxslair Town in the Valemark." Valemark is the hex that we're in right now. Hexes are on the overland map, which is going to be changed, and right now it looks like a paper map. It's kind of a cool homage to the olden days, but that's going to be changed to a 3D map here pretty soon, so it's getting a bit of an update. He thanks Lord British, Darkstar, and FireLotus for coming, and Lord British immediately replies, "Indeed." He's so famous for saying this, "Indeed. It's great and a pleasure to be here."
I want to add as well that this town we're going to be running through here, over the past 3 days has been a collective group effort to get all of the things here you're going to see crafted to really decorate this place. And got to give a shout out to all the people who helped out for this, because there was a lot of hard work. A lot of people spent a lot of time building everything that you're going to see here to make it what it is. And this was all done within a matter of a couple days. So, props to everybody who helped out, who really got this thing put together.
So the crafting, and while we're talking about that, the crafting is something that you guys will want to actually hear about, because as you walk through and see things, it'll be kind of an interesting understanding of what it takes to make this type of a town. This is a role-playing game, so the way that you set your house is going to really define the way that it looks, but the houses themselves are prefabricated. So the outside walls, windows, and doors are designed by the house you select for your lot. From that point forward, where you put tables, where you put chairs, where your pictures are, where your lighting is, what you have the ability to do in your home is designed and set up by you, the lot owner. So as you go through, realize that some of the houses might look a little similar. That's because they're prefabbed, but the design and the look and the feel of the house is going to really show what you're looking at. It's going to be a blacksmith, or it's going to be a graveyard, or it's going to be a pub. So it's kind of exciting to see how much you can do with that little bit of design. Crafting was done for the entire town with a couple of crafting parties. So we got together and had 8 to 10 of us that were making items for everyone and sharing it around. I do think it's important to note that Paxslair is not a guild, it's a town, and there are several different key groups within Paxslair, and there are also some individuals. You don't necessarily have to be a group or an organization to be part of Paxslair, but you definitely are welcome if you are, and you do not lose your individual identity. This is the first of what we hope to see as many player towns. Player towns can be places that are unique in and of themselves. Paxslair itself is a neutral town. It doesn't take an offensive stance toward chaos or toward order. It allows anybody to come, whether they're PKers or anti-PKers or RPers, whatever your playstyle is. You can come, enjoy the town, enjoy everything that it has to offer, visit and frequent its merchants, its pubs, hang out in its meadows, and make friends. The reality behind that is that they do keep their own guard in Paxslair to ensure order while you are here, but that is not done by the players. It's done by the guards of Paxslair.
I would like to say that Winfield Paxslair is talking a little bit about the town right now. They started this in an earlier release. There was just a few houses here, and let me scroll up here and see exactly what he had said. They started here with a few houses in this upper meadow and nearby. Today, of the 42 houses placed here in Valemark, we estimate at least 20 were placed by people specifically wanting to be part of the Paxslair town. In fact, a few even gave up town and city lots in Owl's Head to move here. He gives great credit of such success in getting the word out. To our friends Violation, who is here with us today, and Amber Rain, who is hosting the radio show right now, who just announced this. Tonight we'll go on a grand tour of PaxLair. We can tour for about 30 to 45 minutes and then look forward to chatting with our distinguished guests if they have time. He's asking Lord British if he has anything to say before we go ahead and run around. Lord British says, just a few. Winfield people of Paxslair, it is my hope that what you are all doing here now will be an inspiration to many. You already inspired my court. Just waiting for a few minutes because we have now caught up to the bottom of the chat, and it does take a little bit of time for them to actually type everything out. He continues, my court works hard to fulfill the laws and service that you require to build a majestic city. A city that will stand the test of time. And Darkstar has now popped online, should be joining us here in a second. Lots of cheering going on, as you might be able to see. I can't tell if you can see all the emotes going on, but when people cheer and clap, it actually makes their characters do it, which is also kind of a neat feature. Lord British continues, a city that has already stood since the beginning of time, as it has existed in these lands. Of course, he's talking about when Paxslair was part of the Ultima Online world. Stood since the beginning of all time that we can reckon in the worlds that we have all visited. I salute you all.
And you can see the arrival of Darkstar here. He has just come in and used admin command to zone into Lady FireLotus. It is interesting to note that Lord British and Lord Darkstar are wearing their crowns for the first time in Release 6. Their crowns are unique to them, and they actually change their hairstyle a little bit when you put them on.
Was hoping I could zoom in and see them, but it looks like Lord British Darkstar might be wearing his. Let me run over and take a look at it. Of course, I had Darkstar saluted him.
And you can see that there are a lot of fans of Chaos amongst the crowd. Many people are hailing him and welcoming him into the area here. It looks as if he's about to take the podium to say a few words. So it'll be interesting to see both the Lords of Order and Chaos stand side by side and see some of the differences in what they say.
Maybe I was incorrect. It looks like Lord British is wearing his crown from here. Darkstar says, greetings, Avatar. Giving a minute for everybody to salute and cheer. It is
For those of you who are not aware, Darkstar is actually the new persona of Lord Blackthorn from Ultima Online. So he is one and the same. His name is Starlong.
And I must say, the characters they've designed for themselves are very good likenesses of their person. Just let him type a little bit so that don't overpass him when reading.
I would also like to note that amongst the crowd there are bards from the Poet Circle. We have Amber Rain and some others, including Mystic from the radio, avatarsradio.com. We have different communities that are right here within PaxLair, as I was mentioning earlier, and they're in attendance at this meeting. So it's nice to see several communities coming together and already working together in such an early stage of game design.
I'll go ahead and start reading some of this. Darkstar said, "It is great work thou hast started here. Thou hast taken the tools we have provided and forged something new and great. I am proud to be part of your work. What you see before you is merely the beginning." Lord British comments, "I don't even know how they did some of it." That is quite the compliment to a lot of people here who've been working on this.
For those of you who aren't familiar with what Shroud of the Avatar is, and you're watching this as kind of an understanding of the game, Shroud of the Avatar is a buy-to-play game that's in design right now. If you back the game early, it's $45 to back it. You get access to certain windows of playtime. We're currently in Release 6, and that window is scheduled to end today, Sunday. So every month they have a window of game time that we can come in and test and help give feedback to the developers. I'll go ahead and, Mystic, you can catch up on the reading if you need to.
Okay, Darkstar had concluded. Thank you so much for continuing to be such an amazing community. And he has left the podium, and we are going to begin our tour.
So Winfield starts by introducing, this is Grimler's Tower. He's a veteran of PaxLair. He's offering people to enter and tour at their own leisure.
And right now it is quite laggy, actually. So we'll do our best to get in and take a look around, see what's going on. I'm going to bring down this chat window a little bit so you can see a little better.
You can see that Lord British and Lord Darkstar have both noticed the stag that is within his knight's keep. This is a benefactor knight home. Knight pledge is available for about $800, and you can have this and all of the lower level homes that are underneath it, including a tax-free deed. So for those of you that see these homes and you're not sure what they are or how to get them, this will give you kind of a preview of some of the floor layouts and some of the decorative ideas that you can have while you're coming through the house, different ways you can decorate them if you already have the homes.
Oh wow, they have a stag in here. That is interesting and quite impressive. Going up the stairs now to the second floor.
As you see on the second floor there, he has a table and some food laid out, and we're going up to the roof now with Lord British, and it looks like Lord Darkstar is already up here. This is actually where a town meeting was held earlier with Lady FireLotus, where they got some questions and answers done, which you guys should find in a community spotlight.
And that is very interesting right there. I think we might have just found a little bit of a bug. Apparently, having the all names on drops your frame rate considerably. So we might want to make note of that to toss in later.
The nameplates?
Yeah, now that I took those off,
Yeah,
I'm able to move the camera.
The interface memory is very high in this pre-alpha, so the less you have in your interface, the better. They already know about the nameplates helping that because of the amount of memory that they take.
That is good to know. I had not heard about that one.
Also, another thing to take note of in this pre-alpha, you'll see us jumping off buildings as if we are some sort of superhero. That will not be available forever. So if you're watching this video months down the road, please be cautious jumping off of things. I don't know when they're going to allow people to take fall damage. So, and Lord British comes to this. This is Nanok. Nanok is also a member of PaxLair, and the first thing he says is picturesque. And excuse me, Carlin. Excuse me. Nanok was saying somebody was saying thank you to Nanok, but this is Carlin's house. I'm sorry. I do want to get a chance to show you guys the inside of this house. It's a very, very well decorated home. Very, very homey. Very comfortable to look in. It's done very well.
I believe I'll wait until they both get a chance to look through, and then we'll go in. So it's a smaller house. All these people running in. Might get a little crowded, you might miss something. And I was in this house earlier. It is very well designed.
And Mystic, do you have a chance to read some of the comments that are going?
I sure do. Let me see what we've got here. Darkstar and Lord British had both said it's a very wonderful place, very well designed. Lord British says magnificent. And apparently this is Carlin's house. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yes, that's correct. Carlin's house.
They said there's approximately 42 lots in this player town. Lord British says there are items in here I have never seen. That's actually really surprising, but it's really fun. What an amazing amount of work, he says. Someone needs to make lots of screenshots of all of this. Speaking of that Ankh, I have not seen one of that scale. Alright, let's run in here real quick and take a gander while everybody runs off. Do a quick little sweep through here so that people can see. Very impressive work here. And things like these little bottles in the corner here, they take a lot of time to get in there just right.
I'm actually going to go ahead and take the stream back over here, and we are moving into the graveyard church-looking building here. You see a bunch of miniature Ankhs, and then a large Ankh with a couple of benches here, and you move up, and this is just a very well decorated, very, very well decorated place with a bit of a morbid feel. You can see in the back here as well that it looks like there are some gravestones for the graves of those who have fallen that maybe could not be symbolized by simply a small Ankh.
Amber Rain had made the comment a shrine of virtue, and Lord British told her to get over it. My friend, he concludes. They
Amber
have a little
Rain,
bit
for
of
those of you that might not know, is the Grandmaster DJ on Avatar's Circle. She's on Avatar's Radio. She is the person who heads up Avatar's Radio, and it is slated, if possible, to be put into the game.
She is also a faithful follower of Darkstar and his chaotic ways, which is why Lord British had made that joke. Appears they have gone into the next house already.
It looks like this home has been decorated on the first couple of levels, but the third level may not have been decorated yet. It's important to keep note that as you guys see the different things that are done, realize this was done in 3 days of uptime. So there's a lot of people who did not even have the entire time to play. So it just really do keep that in mind that the most time people had were 3 days to craft, to farm, to get the materials to craft, and then to decorate. Mystic, has there been anything in the chat that should be read out?
Lord British and Darkstar have just been talking about how great all these houses look. Darkstar's making the comment that this is the new Lord House.
Yeah, we're in the Founder's Lord House right now with Darkstar. You can see Darkstar on the screen as he's looking around to see how it's been decorated. For those of you who are not familiar, the Lords are the $1,600 pledges, and they are the exclusive town lot house. So a pledge house for a town lot is going to be a Lord, and it's about 50% larger than the village. You can see this house has been remodeled. If you've already checked out the Founder Lord house in the past, it's been heavily remodeled, and that's what his comment was about. So they have definitely made a lot more space in patios and given you a lot more space inside for decorating. Really just opened it up quite a bit.
Just going to run down this side and hop over. Again, things you won't be able to do once the game launches. Which I can just imagine how many of us are going to get used to jumping off our house, and all of a sudden we won't be able to do that anymore. How many deaths there will be. Darkstar had made the comment that he's very pleased that the character Naliana had liked this house, and she was very excited about the house upgrade.
So I did want to take a moment and show that this lot is owned by Nanak, N-A-N-O-C, of PaxLair. So I wanted to make sure that we gave credit to those who designed the different houses. I am going to take a step back for a moment and show off the owner of the previous houses that we did not announce. So anybody that had curiosity of who did the decorating in those homes, they can see and know. So Ashlyn does not have PaxLair in her name, but Ashlyn is actually a lady of PaxLair as well. She comes over from the PaxLair group. This area that's called the Upper Meadow, this is the area we're in right now, it is actually populated by mostly people that came from the existing PaxLair group. They've helped with some of the organization and bringing together of the town of PaxLair here. Mystic, do you want to catch us up on the chat a little bit?
I sure can. Uh, doesn't look like too much has been said at this point. I think everybody's just kind of waiting around for the next house. And I think everybody's kind of running over this way now. Just following the leaders.
I do want to take a moment and throw out that Amber Rain has mentioned that there is a ninth virtue of revenge. That will matter later on in this tour, that there's a little bit of banter going back and forth about the different virtues and how many there are. So just figured I would mention that.
In this house, you can see there is a large ankh in the back there. Looks like it is part of this plot here. So I'm assuming that the people inside have decorated this one as well. And this house...
Now, this lot, I'm actually going to interject here. This lot is actually a very unique lot where something was attempted to be done. It is a combination lot of two different houses into a greater decorative looking plot. So it is two different lots, two different houses, but they're attempting to make it look like one. So you got to see the decoration inside. I'm sorry I hasted through that so quickly. I just wanted to come out and give you guys a chance before everybody comes over to see exactly what's going on here. They've done their best to make these two lots appear like they're one lot on the outsides, and that is to give extra bar space. Essentially, this is the village pub. So it's interesting to see inside of a community what you can do when you come together. And one of the comments that I've seen different people make is that, well, these small towns don't have large enough lots. Well, that right there is the largest lot in game, I believe, right now. I haven't seen two other side-by-side lots decorated so well together, and that essentially just doubled the lot size. So keep in mind what you can do in a community where you're working with your neighbors.
I would like to mention this house here is owned by Windmere of Paxslair. And they're still making the comments that all of these are wonderful. I think that they're overwhelmed by the amount of work that people have put into these. Just running through the house here real quick, and we'll catch up to the group. There you can see some of the tables leading into an area we're going to visit after here, which would be the pub. And this house is Sean Pax's house, another resident of PaxLair. Now, I'm not too familiar with this group. I'm assuming that a lot of the people up here are long-time members of the group from Ultima Online. I believe they had mentioned earlier that the majority of the houses up here in this upper lot, or upper section, mind you, are all older players.
Yeah, if I can actually chime in there, anybody you see the name Pax or PaxLair is part of the UO PaxLair group. So I could not tell you from personal experience who's been there for how long, but I can tell you most of the people that have come over are veteran members of PaxLair.
Just do a quick run through here of this house, and then I believe everybody has run over to the pub.
I'm actually going to grab the video stream from you here a little bit early. Darkstar is making comments, and Lord British are making comments because of the joined lots that I was showing you with this pub earlier before everybody got here. It really blends more with all the bodies, but I just wanted to give you guys a chance to see some of these comments about how they really love the integrated yards back and forth.
And this definitely does look pretty amazing. With all these tables here and the people, it really does look like it's all supposed to be one lot. They did a fantastic job with this. Darkstar has mentioned he can't wait to see this at night with all the lanterns, and you'll notice all the lanterns on all the different tables here. That a lot of people spent a lot of time making these lanterns. It's really amazing when you think about it how much work goes into crafting a single lantern. Uh, the crafting skill in this game is incredible. There is so much to it. I absolutely love it as a crafter myself. Lord British says, I do not know how you've done so much with so little time. Wow. Of, he said, Winfield Paxlair has says, the drunk did this one. We kept him with ale. And Lord British replies, of course. I was using the royal you.
So, if you notice, they have given names to different locations. So, this is the tavern, of course, and we're going to go behind a Sunset Rock. In a community such as Paxslayer, you need to have established places you can meet. So, this rock by itself is not named in the game, but the players have decided to name it, and there is no nameplate anywhere. But anyone in this town will know when you say Sunset Rock where it is. I strongly recommend anybody who's thinking about forming a community not only names their buildings, but also some different outdoor meeting locations, like this was. So when you want to go and maybe take a screenshot as a group, you have the ability to do that. As you can see, this is a great place where you can grab some nice backdrops of either the pub or even just the overlook on the city below. The fantastic view of the sunrise breaking through these trees and the moon overhead are both as breathtaking as you can find anywhere in the game. So that's why they call it Sunrise Rock.
Matthew Garbett, who is also known to the community as Link of Hyrule, has asked if they can turn on sunsets with a command, and Lord British says, no, we can't command the sun, which is kind of unfortunate, because it would have been interesting to see this right now with the sunset. And Winfield mentions this is a romantic spot too. We might have some weddings, something to look forward to in the future. And FireLotus says, "Oh yes, a lovely small chapel here would be beautiful." Lord British bids we continue. We are heading down into one of the lower sections. This particular map has 3 sections in it, a lower, a mid, and a high. We're coming off the high section. I believe they all have names. Are you aware of the names there?
They're called the Upper Meadow, the Nobles Meadow, which is what we're looking at right now. This is the Nobles Meadow, um, and the Lower Meadow. So we're going to take a left and turn down this road.
Winfield mentions this can be a dangerous alley. Lord British replies, it looks it. I'm sure we'll have plenty of guards here once the town is fully established. Going to zoom in here so we can see what everybody's looking at. It's
So
in
this is the West
Corvus.
Avenue.
Oh,
Uh,
sorry.
s- Sorry, yeah, this is the East Avenue. Um, and I did want to mention Corvash's house here is actually manned by the first in-game NPC from a player. It's actually a PC, but Alfred here sits here and mans his tables. So this is a smith shop, and he's done just an absolutely marvelous job with decorating it. Corvash is the PR manager for Avatar's radio, um, and he just has a great eye for lighting and decoration here. He's done some wonderful things, and I do want to get to the top of this here while we can catch the reaction of Lord British as he sees this little surprise. So, as you can see, this decoration, he's made it look like there is a hidden room of what is naturally occurring as a room. So just a great decorative eye, a great eye for lighting. He's got this place lit so well, and there are such strong requirements to where and how you can place light right now. So I just think he's done a wonderful job.
Oh, he managed to get those books in there real good. I played around with the books earlier yesterday, and they are extremely difficult to get like that. I gave up probably about 6 or 7 books in, just because of how difficult it was to set them like that, and it looks like he's nailed it.
So you can see that they have enjoyed this as well. Just the amount of time that was put into this, if I can give credit, the amount of time that was put into this is just phenomenal. This was done from Corvash yet again.
And he had placed a bookcase here to kind of give it the secret room feel. And Lord British is approving this very much. He says, "We need to make you all an openable bookcase so you can set fully in front." That would be very, very cool. You can see the amount of detail he's put into this with all of these fixtures on the walls. Very impressive. And both Lord British and Darkstar are saying it's such a fantastic place. And it now appears we're going to be heading into the meadow. We'll just follow the crowd here. Or as Link put it earlier, the running of the bulls.
So this house right here that we're looking at is actually done by Fire Angel. Fire Angel is an established member of the community. If you've been here for much time, you'll know who she is. She's part of Soda RP, a role-playing community. She is a very nice lady that I strongly recommend you get to know if you have not. And if you like role-playing, Soda RP is an excellent community to be part of. Very homey feel in this house. Um, just the use of certain colors to just really make it feel very warm and comfortable. So very warm. The little camping tent out back. What a nice timing. The camping tent out back with a stag by it really gives that woods feel. I am going to take you guys upstairs. I don't know if anybody's made it up yet, but I wanted to give you guys a chance to see some of the excellent decorations on her second level. She actually has taken the time to gather bolts of cloth to place on the table next to her tailoring table. I mean, this is just a really unique experience that I would like to remind everybody. This is a player town. This is not something that one person or one small group of people did. This is several communities coming together without any of the developers' assistance besides them creating the game and making something phenomenal. You can see things from commerce locations to points of interest to homestead type environments, and we still have more yet to see. And next up, this is looking like we're going to be moving to Amber Rain's house.
And this is another house that was spent a considerable amount of time putting together. Another very well done house that both Violation and I are very familiar with.
And it looks like our host has had a momentarily lack of connection, or he's been untethered from his avatar, so he should be back in just a moment. Now, I don't think anything can contain this one. Darkstar is going to see it and just be excited. So,
Lord British says, "What is this?"
Yes, Amber Rain's house, and the very first thing that Darkstar says should be remembered forever. Wonderful. Just excited, and Lord British steps back to say, "After you," and Lady FireLotus exclaims, "Oh, it tingles."
And Amber Rain is calling this the Church of the Darkstar. And you can see Darkstar just standing there, looking like he's in awe. Says so much amazing. It is perfect. Amber Rain says, "My liege, I apologize for the angst. There were no Chaos Star, which there should be."
And one of the interesting things to note about this is part of our excitement about this game is we are giving the developers ideas on what to make next. So her comment about there being no Chaos Stars can help drive one of the items that gets made for the game that possibly would not have been made prior. And this is Darkstar taking the podium for the very first time in his own church. As he stands up there wearing his crown, anybody that takes a screenshot of this would have one to remember for the ages, because this is the first time he has been up on that podium here in his church, the Church of Darkstar.
Darkstar is saying, "As you all know, I espouse chaos. It is the only way to true freedom, the only way for real progress."
Lord British, forgive me for laughing, but Lord British has exited the building as Darkstar takes the podium and begins to preach to chaos. Lord British has left the building.
He continues, "The only way to throw off the shackles of constraint, the only way to truly explore all that is." He's pausing to look behind. "I am humbled by this place and all it holds. Lord British has commented, "It is mighty." Amber Rain.
And this is where that comment about the hidden ninth virtue comes in, and I will go out and show you these graveyards so you can get a look at what she's talking about. She specifically placed 8 graveyards, one for each of the virtues, where she has buried the virtues to only leave revenge, the ninth hidden virtue. A truly chaotic move.
Lord British mentions, "Worthy of the great, if a bit off, system of belief it represents."
And Lord British steps outside and says, "Spectacular." It's wonderful to see how the Lord of Order can respect a marvelous creation by somebody who follows chaos. This game has just kind of brought 2 communities together there.
I think this is going to be one of those moments that we look back on years from now, and we're going to be in awe over it. Much like some of the memories we have from early Ultima Online, I think this is something we're going to be thinking about for a long time.
And this right here, Darkstar comments, "I would say this place left me speechless, but that never happens." And then he laughs.
It appears we're going to continue on.
And Lord British and Lady FireLotus are both waiting outside, and Darkstar is really enjoying this time in here. It looks like he is coming out. You can tell by his crown, which is unique to him.
I did real quick want to get upstairs here and show the library that she's building.
It is good to note that this upstairs is a bit buggy. If you have this house and you felt like you couldn't operate inside of it, try jumping. Jumping will get you upstairs to where you are able to do some decorations.
We're now back outside. Lord British is wishing Ohm a happy birthday. Ohm, as many of you know, is one of our music composers who's been doing a fantastic job. It is his birthday, so if he does watch this later, happy birthday, Ohm.
Yes, happy birthday from all of us at SodaWiki as well. This is Quetzalcoatl's house. He usually has a dancing jester on his roof named Monkey Boogers. And Quetzalcoatl has decorated this home with much patience. The amount of time it took to get all of these shrubs lined up and around it is impressive in and of itself.
And he did this, I believe, all of this today, apart from a few pictures he had hung up. We were all kind of standing around here earlier while he was hard at work in this place, putting everything together. I'd also like to mention that Quetzalcoatl is also one of our music composers. You can hear his music. I believe he's the first song played on the Overland map.
And it looks like our royal group has finished touring the house, and the next house here is actually my house.
I'd like to mention that this is the central hub where most of us have been working out of the past 3 days, getting everything prepared, making all sorts of crafted items. We spent hours here putting things together so that we could decorate the town. As you can see, there's a lot of crafting devices over here, crafting tables. Inside there's more crafting tables. This has become kind of our central meeting place that Violation has provided for us, so thank you very much.
Yes, the crafting that took place here, if I'm not mistaken, was the first crafting party. We actually were able to assemble 100 lanterns in an hour. Um, I'm going to say some of this in game as well, but we assembled 100 bed frames and 10 complete beds in an hour as well.
Looks like Darkstar has crashed. He's just logged himself back in. And Violation is saying that, I'm not sure if you had just mentioned this, I know you had talked about the bed frames, but we assembled 100 lanterns in 1 hour. Over here we've got some more crafting tables. Little walled off area back here with beds. And more benches and seating up at the top. And you can see Lord British there sitting down in the thrones. I believe Lord oh, there he is. Almost called him Blackthorn. I'm sorry, Lord Darkstar up here, sitting in the other throne. The two powers of the game sitting next to each other. Lord British is saying, "Thank you, my thanks, Violation. Wonderful place you have built." Violation, I'm not going to read your sentence. Go ahead.
I explained that the time here has been a group effort. What a lot of people may not realize is that many of the decorations that you see before you, the gathering was done by another player. I didn't gather my own materials. Some of the parts were made by other players. I did gather 100%. I did create 100% of the stuff in my house on my own, but the materials that I used, I didn't gather on my own. It's a community effort. It really is. Furthermore, I was able to craft excess for other people to decorate their houses and craft for other people. So keep that in mind. I think one of the most important things that anybody can learn from watching this video is that Shroud of the Avatar is really going to be designed around your playstyle. If you want to have a solo offline gameplay, you're going to be missing out on just such a huge part of the game, but it's possible. Single player online does offer you the ability to see everything that's created by other players. And Lord British asks where next after Violation's house here, and I believe we are going to be moving over to the fountain next to my house, where we have kind of a gathering for the community here in the Nobles Meadow. What I was saying, sorry, was that you can still in single player online view all of the effort of the other players of the community. You just don't see the people. You can see their decorations. You can use their crafting stations if they're public. You can even shop at their vendors, but you don't have to necessarily deal with the multiplayer game. Also, any single-player online character down the road, if you decide to take it multiplayer, you can, you can simply select the multiplayer option. Then you'll go to the open play online. So selective multiplayer online is going to be a new form of gaming that not just Shroud of the Avatar, but many games are going to be switching over to. So you have the ability to play the type of game you want when you want. Now, Mystic actually is the one that decorated this lot. And he almost made it as an extension to my house, but I just think it makes a great park for us to come to and have group gatherings. I think that it's a really nice, warm design for outside. The water flow keeps it feeling really nice. But Mystic, did you have anything you wanted to add about your lot?
No, not really. I mean, I would have liked to have decorated a house. I didn't have the time to, unfortunately, so I felt the most fitting thing was to take down my building and kind of donate this to the area, because a lot of people have put so much work into it. I felt that it would be a nice little addition to have this little fountain here, and just kind of adds to the area, I think.
So now we're going into closing words. Lord British says, well, first, thank you, all of you. This has been an amazing treat for us. It is astounding what you have already shown can be done. We are inspired to continue to work hard to make this all you need to build even more. Thank you. And he does use the royal you when he says thank you. He's now handing it over to Darkstar to offer any closing remarks that he wants to make. Many of the people around are clapping and cheering and shouting out.
Figured I would get a couple screenshots there, because this is a moment that everybody here is going to remember for a long time. I mean, this is one of the first collective groups that we have, and it is the first player town. So all of the things that we recall from older games, I think this is going to be along the same lines. And Darkstar is saying, I am humbled by all that you have done with the tools we gave you. I cannot thank you enough for the hard work you put into this. Into our community, into our game, into our lives. Thank you. We've got more cheering going on.
Winfield steps out and thanks the royal party that has just come through, and many people are saying R7. For viewers who are not familiar, R7 references Release 7. So,
Ooh.
And it looks like we're going to get a sneak peek at something here. Lord British said, do you have anything you want to say about tomorrow to Darkstar? And then Darkstar exclaims, oh yes. So today is supposed to be the last day of R6, but they have just said and committed to keeping access open all day tomorrow. So Memorial Day for United States and Monday for the rest of the world, access will be left open. So there's another 24 hours of gameplay.
FireLotus adds, if I might just add, I have never been so proud and so honored to be part of any community as much as I am right now. Thank you. And FireLotus is another person who has put so much time and so much effort into our community. So thank you, FireLotus, for all the work that you've done, all the work that you're doing. We really appreciate it as a community.
For those of you from the community who don't know kind of the overall roles, Lord British works a lot with the storyline for the role-playing and the immersion, getting some of the visions done. Darkstar is making sure that the schedule is kept, that he keeps a tight schedule. He wants to make sure that we can get done what is on the plans. He's our executive producer. Lady FireLotus is our community manager. So this is kind of the absolute powers that be for Shroud of the Avatar right here. And they've taken the time to tour this town and give appreciation to us players. And most games, you don't get this type of an experience. You usually don't even get to see most games this early on. So it's from somebody who's been a lifelong gamer, it's been a wonderful experience, and I strongly recommend anybody that's thinking about joining, thinking about pledging, just take the plunge. It's worth every penny. It's worth more. Many of us have decided to go up to higher backing points just to make sure that we show how enthusiastic and appreciative we are of their work, and to really back this project to be the best that it can possibly be. So again, this is PaxLair. PaxLair is located in Valemark. This is pre-alpha release 6. Mystic, do you have anything you want to say in close?
I'm just going to, I want to read through what Darkstar and Lord British are saying right now. Darkstar saying, please remember it's a day, tomorrow, he's talking about tomorrow, please remember it is a day that we honor our fallen veterans here in the U.S. Enjoy tomorrow and remember those who have sacrificed all so that we could have things like this. Lord British is also saying, he's also saying, well said, my friend, and they are bidding us good night, as well as FireLotus is thanking us all, and good night and good adventuring. And I would just, I'd like to take a minute to thank everybody who is part of this community. As a moderator myself, the community here is amazing. We have such a great time working with you guys, all of us moderators. And, you know, thank you and continue to be awesome. We're just having a great time with this.
Just to be clear, I did make a typo there. It's Lord Darkstar, and Lady Darkstar was meant to be Lady FireLotus. So for those of you who might have caught that, that was just a typo because I'm talking and typing. I do want to take a moment, though, before we close out here and just kind of express my view of our community. We have just a phenomenal community here. Get plugged in. All of these people you see in front of you on the screen right now are part of that community, and we welcome you. We welcome helping you. You're not going to be left alone when you start. If you want help, come to our forums. Come over and say hi in IRC chat. We'll get you started, and we'll help you out. So, again, just to say who I am, this is Duke Violation. I am one of the founders of SodaWiki.net, and I'm one of the administrators there. So go over if you have any questions about recipes or what needs to be done there. Check out any of the community sites for help. There's a lot of great ones out there. Mystic, did you want to say who you are on the way out?
Sure, I am Mystic. I'm one of the moderators for Shroud of the Avatar's forum and chat site. I'm also one of the many wonderful, talented musicians that we have making music for this game. That's pretty much it's pretty much all about it. So
you can hear his work on avatarsradio.com, just to make a quick plug there for them. So without any further waiting, I'll go ahead and pull off the stream and give you guys a proper wave. You guys have a good night. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.